Akashvani presents special bulletin on Operation Sindoor. Good morning, I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. The headlines. Indian Army carries out military Operation Sindoor on 9 terror targets of Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi monitored the entire operation. Detailed briefing on operation later today. Several airports in parts of northern India to remain closed for commercial operations after Indian Armed Forces launch Operation Sindoor. Civil defense mock drills to be conducted across the country today. Indian Armed Forces launched Operation Sindoor post-midnight, hitting terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, from where terrorist attacks against India have been planned and directed. Minister of Defence in a statement said altogether 9 sites were targeted. The ministry further added that its actions have been focused, measured and non-escalatory in nature. The ministry informed that no Pakistani military facilities have been targeted. It added India has demonstrated considerable restraint in selection of targets and method of execution. The Defence Ministry said these steps come in the wake of the barbaric Pahalgam terrorist attack, in which 25 Indians and 1 Nepali citizen were killed. It said armed forces are living up to the commitment that those responsible for this attack will be held accountable. Now we go over live to our correspondent Anupam Mishra. Anupam, what latest update do you have on the Operation Sindoor?
Yes, Abhishek, Operation Sindoor was launched late last night to hit terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, from where terrorist attacks against India have been planned and directed. Indian Armed Forces successfully struck 9 terror hotbeds. The actions have been focused and precise. They were measured, responsible and designed to be non-escalatory in nature. No Pakistani civilian, economic or military targets have been hit. Only known terror camps were targeted. Operation Sindoor came in the wake of barbaric Pahalgam terrorist attack, in which 26 people were murdered. Prime Minister Narendra Modi constantly monitored Operation Sindoor throughout the night. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh spoke to chiefs of the Indian Army, Indian Air Force and Indian Navy following the late-night execution of Operation Sindoor. Indian Army will brief media on Operation Sindoor at 10 a.m. today, and further details regarding the operation are expected to be shared during the briefing. A meeting of the Union Cabinet is also scheduled today at 11 a.m. Shortly after the strikes, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval spoke with his U.S. counterpart and Secretary of State Marco Rubio and briefed him on the actions taken. Reacting to the Operation Sindoor in a social media post, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said the world must show zero tolerance for terrorism. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge said India has an unflinching national policy against all forms of terrorism emanating from Pakistan and POK. He said we are extremely proud of the Indian Armed Forces who have struck terror camps in Pakistan and POK. Senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi also said that he is proud of the armed forces, and people across party lines, leaders across party lines are congratulating the Indian Armed Forces for successfully conducting Operation Sindoor. Abhishek.
Yes, you mentioned about the political reactions coming in. What about the international reactions, Anupam?
Yes, I already mentioned that Dr. S. Jaishankar, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, union ministers, members of parliament, members of legislative assemblies, everybody, chief ministers, governors, everybody is lauding the role of Indian Armed Forces for their successful Operation Sindoor in terrorism Operation Sindoor, and they are congratulating the Indian Armed Forces.
Now, what about the international reactions?
International reactions also, people, we are hearing President Trump that he expected that the India-Pakistan, that President Trump, including many leaders, they are talking, our Indian officials from the MEA are talking to their counterparts in different countries after the terror strike. And we are getting different reactions from all over the world regarding Operation Sindoor through social media and different press statements.
Right, Anupam, we understand that there's a special press conference on Operation Sindoor at 10 a.m. What additional details can you give us about the press conference?
Yes, the Ministry of Defense and Ministry of External Affairs will give details on the Operation Sindoor, that where the Indian Armed Forces strike on the terror camps in different areas of Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Abhishek.
Thank you, Anupam, for that comprehensive live update. And moving on, we spoke to Ambassador ex-IG CRPF MP Nathinal on Operation Sindoor.
Operation Sindoor that has been conducted by the Indian Army and Air Force, that's a very commendable action that has been taken by the forces, and it sends a message to the Pakistanis that we will not take anything lying low like this. Since they attacked our civilians, we had to take retaliatory measures, but we have done it in a more decent way by not attacking the civilians. We have gone in to attack the particular headquarters of these terrorists in 9 places. It's a great thing that done by the Indian forces, that they first pinpointed the 9 spots where the training of these terrorists is done, and they are lodged there, trained there, and they are even indoctrinated there. And these are the particular hubs from where the terrorists are brought out to J&K, and then they create problems. So this was a very commendable action taken by the Indian forces, that they targeted the places where the militants are stationed, and they have been neutralized to a great extent. Some of them are in the hospital now. We do not know the condition. Even the generals are visiting. That shows that they have suffered casualties, and it has rightly been done, and in future they will not dare to do such a thing again.
We also spoke to Ambassador Prabhu Dayal.
India has conducted strikes against several sites in Pakistan which have been used by the terrorists. In fact, these sites are the basis from where the terrorists have been carrying out training of their cadres and then sending them across to India. The terrorist organizations whose bases have been targeted are Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Hizbul Mujahideen, which are the main organizations which have been carrying out terrorist attacks against us. Now, India's diplomatic tasks are very clear. First of all, we have already made it clear that we were not targeting civilians, but we are only targeting the terrorists. So this fact has to be explained to various countries who have good relations with us and who have been keen to ensure that there is no escalation of the conflict. Secondly, we have to make it very clear that if Pakistan retaliates, then we will take action on a much higher scale, because what we have done till now has been a very limited strike. But in case there is any sort of retaliation from Pakistan, then naturally we will escalate our action to a totally higher level. So these facts are very, very important. And the message has to go across to the international community that whatever we have done has been because of our policy of zero tolerance of terrorism.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh reacted to Operation Sindoor launched by the Indian Armed Forces to carry out precision strikes on 9 terrorist camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, days after the deadly terror attack in Pahalgam that killed 26 people. In a social media post, the Defence Minister said, "Bharat Mata Ki Jai." External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar delivered a firm message just hours after Indian Armed Forces targeted terror sites in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Pakistan in retaliation for the Pahalgam attack. Posting on social media, he stated, "The world must show zero tolerance for terrorism." Father of Shubham Dwivedi, one of the victims of Pahalgam terror attack, Sanjay Dwivedi, has thanked Indian Army and Prime Minister Narendra Modi for conducting Operation Sindoor on terror camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. He said they listened to the pain of the country. Mr. Dwivedi said his entire family has been feeling light since they heard the news of Operation Sindoor. He also said that Indian military has destroyed the terrorism that is flourishing in Pakistan.
मैं सलाम करता हूं अपने देश की सेना को और धन्यवाद अर्पित करता हूं अपने देश के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को, जिन्होंने देश की 140 करोड़ जनता के मन की बात को समझा, दिल के दर्द को समझा, उसके गुस्सा को समझा और जिस तरह हमारी सशक्त सेनाओं ने अदम्य साहस और शौर्य के साथ पाकिस्तान में पल रहे आतंकवाद का विनाश करने का काम किया है, उसके लिए मैं सलाम करते देश की सरकार को। आज मुझे ऐसा महसूस हुआ है कि शुभम की आत्मा को सच्चे तौर पे आज शांति मिली है।
The Indian Air Force IAF has confirmed the closure of the airfield at Srinagar Airport, resulting in a complete suspension of civilian flights today. Airfield has been closed and today no civil flights will be operated from Srinagar Airport. All passengers, including Hajj pilgrims, have been asked to confirm status of flight operations from respective authorities. The educational institutions, including schools, colleges in North Kashmir's Baramulla, Kupwara and Gurez, Bandipora district will remain closed for today. Kashmir University has postponed all its exams scheduled for today. Defense sources said during the night of 6-7, Pakistan Army resorted to arbitrary firing, including artillery shelling from posts across the line of control and IB opposite J&K. 3 innocent civilians lost their lives in indiscriminate firing and shelling. Indian Army are responding in proportionate manner. Authorities have urged the public to remain alert and stay calm while following official advisories as a precautionary measure. Embassy of India in Washington, D.C., U.S. today said that no Pakistani civilian, economic or military targets have been hit under Operation Sindoor and only known terror camps were targeted. In a statement, the embassy said that India's actions have been focused and precise and were measured, responsible and designed to be non-escalatory in nature. The embassy further stated that shortly after the strikes, NSA Ajit Doval spoke with U.S. NSA and Secretary of State Marco Rubio and briefed him on the actions taken. Meanwhile, sources said that senior Indian officials have spoken to their counterparts in a number of countries to brief them on the steps taken by India. Among these are US, UK, Saudi Arabia, UAE and Russia. US President Donald Trump has reacted to India's operation against terror camps inside Pakistan and POK. Mr. Trump said people knew that something is going to happen. The US President further said that he hopes the tension between the two countries ends soon.
We just heard about it just as we were walking in the doors of the Oval. I guess people knew something was going to happen based on a little bit of the past. They've been fighting for a long time. You know, they've been fighting for many, many decades. No, I just hope it ends very quickly.
Akashvani will also bring live broadcasts of briefing by the Minister of Defence and External Affairs on Operation Sindoor at 10 a.m. today. The civil defence mock drills will be conducted across 244 districts of the country today. We have a report over preparedness regarding the mock drill across the nation.
The Director General of Fire Services, Civil Defence and Home Guards Vivek Srivastav said that common people should not be alarmed as it is a preparatory exercise and they should cooperate with the volunteers. In an exclusive interview with Akashvani News, he said that it is an exercise to prepare people to counter any external threat.
This we are doing after a very long time across the country. So that is why this is a very large exercise. So we have made a SOP regarding how it is to be done and in what parameters, what way it has to be documented. So analysis will be made. So the common people, there is no reason for them to be alarmed in the sense. It is a preparatory exercise. They should actually give their wholehearted cooperation from whatever instructions they receive from CD volunteers or from the controller of civil defense, who is the district magistrate.
In the national capital, Delhi Directorate of Education has directed all schools heads to organize training sessions for students and teachers on disaster response today. As part of a nationwide mega mock drill, authorities in Delhi will conduct Operation Abhyas at 55 locations. The civil defense exercise will involve active participation from the district controller, various district authorities, civil defense wardens and volunteers, home guards as well as members of NCC, NSS, NYKS and students from schools and colleges. The border state of Punjab will conduct mock drill in 20 districts of state, including border districts of Amritsar, Firozpur, Gurdaspur, Pathankot and Taran Taran, with the objective to create awareness among the public and take necessary precautions in the event of any hostile attack. Moreover,
That was a report from a correspondent, Chirag Jha. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Indian Army carries out military Operation Sindoor on 9 terror targets of Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi monitored the entire operation. Detailed briefing on operation later today. Several airports in parts of northern India to remain closed for commercial operations after Indian Armed Forces launch Operation Sindoor. And civil defense mock drills to be conducted across the country today. And with that, we end the special bulletin.